Hi. Welcome to Spilling the Disney Tea Castle Chat.
Hello, everyone.
Tonight's guest is Mr. Pete McDevitt.
Hello. Good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate you guys asking me to be here.
Thank you for coming. If you want to give like a quick little snippet of what your channel is, we'll dive into the news right after that, and then we'll get to know you even more.
My channel is The Love of Disney, Disney Creators, the NFL, and everything ridiculous.
All right. So your usual people here tonight, you've got Kat and oh my gosh, Alicia. I started to say Allie and Alicia at the same time. And then Christy's Corner. So we have a bit of news for you today, and I'm going to share my screen so that you can see. The first one is, share. Takes a second. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
The first one is fireworks return to Walt Disney World, sort of. So we sort of have fireworks returning to Walt Disney World. The fireworks include just kind of like, I'll just read it to you. Just in from Magic Kingdom tonight, the very first fireworks have returned to Walt Disney World in low-level bursts added to this year's new Cinderella Castle Holiday Projection Show. They even have a little video clip that I think we could probably watch without getting copywritten. But they did say it's pixie dust moments. It's just like a spurt right when the camera changes. Let me see if I can find that video because they had it down here at the bottom somewhere. Jeez. So it changes and then it just does like a little spurt of fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Like it's not on the whole time. It's just like sporadically. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So it just kind of changes. Let me pause that so I don't have to talk so long. Yeah, it just kind of changes. Anytime it changes, it does like the little fireworks. And I believe the rotation is every 15 minutes or so. And I think there's 4 different scenes.
That's
cool.
From everything I've seen. So that's good. It arrived, I think it was 2 days ago. So I told my sister, because she's never seen Disney fireworks. And I was like, well, you don't really get to see a fireworks show, but you get to see a little bit of magic added to it. So that should be fun when we go. And then the next one is not such happy news. Disney is planning to shed 32,000 employees by the end of March, 4,000 more than they previously announced as the coronavirus pandemic continues to hammer the parks and resorts business. The additional layoffs were disclosed in a filing to the U.S. Secretaries and Exchange Commission on Wednesday. So that's more than the 28,000 they announced in September. I'm not going to read through the whole thing because you can easily find these. This one's at CNN Business, and the other one was at WDW News Today. So that's the Disney. I know. I'm glad the people that got their jobs back, but I'm like, if you're upping the 4,000 more, are these people's jobs that were giving their jobs back in jeopardy? Because that would concern me. I'm like, I had gotten furloughed, and then I was furloughed for a month and then got my job back. And then you see that, I think I would be terrified that it would affect me too. So all the cast members that I know, they're in my thoughts. I know several. I hope all of them get to keep their jobs. And just from experience of going to Disney after they had laid off people, you can definitely tell the difference in customer care. And it's sad, but they can't help it really.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. So that's all the news I have. Does anyone have any news?
I do. So recently McDonald's has released their Mickey Mini Railroad and other fun attraction Happy Meal toys, and they were recalled, but not for long. They are going to be back into stores as soon as a code is fixed. Then everything will be back to normal. So if you guys are collecting them, don't fret. They might not be in your McDonald's right now, but within the next week they will be.
Cool.
Thank you for that. And I did see all those. I want the Tower of Terror one and the Epcot one for sure. But
I want Donald in the spinning teacup because I literally have a picture of myself going like this. So
I will say, I don't know about every McDonald's, but the local ones here, if you go in there and all you want is the toy, you can actually purchase the toy at a cheaper price than the Happy Meal itself.
Oh yeah.
So,
Nice.
just in case anyone wants to just buy up all the toys. I'm sure they limit you, but okay.
So I have a quick piece of news as well.
Cool.
I saw this online. If anyone's interested, their D23 Fan Club has 50% off today for Black Friday. The code is D23 Adventure. So if anyone's interested in joining the D23 Fan Club to get a gold membership, half off.
Ooh.
How much is that actual membership?
I think when I looked at it, it was around $100.
I think it's 99. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you getting it for 50? That's not bad.
Yeah, I was looking at it last year because last year when Steve joined, Steve from Steve's World, he got this huge plaque with pins that were just beautiful. And I was like, well, that's worth $100 in itself. And I almost joined, but I didn't. I kind of wish I would have because I really wanted those pins.
Yeah, they were a nice pin set last year. I remember that.
Oh, so here is a comment that tells us how much the Mickey toys are on the Happy Meal if you only get the toy.
Ah.
Yeah,
nice.
and that's what my husband does. He just goes to the drive-thru for me and gets me the toy.
That's the easy way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've done the news, we get to harass Pete a little bit. But before we harass him, we're going to let him tell us about his Disney journey. So my first question for him is, what drew you to Disney? And then you can just give us a snippet of your journey to where you are now.
What drew me to Disney? I wanted somewhere that. Take a step back. I went there. I went to Disney, but I didn't go to Disney. I went to like Lake Buena Vista Boulevard with I played for a traveling softball team that traveled around the country in the late 90s. And we were down there for a tournament in the Orlando area. And I went over, and I had never been to Disney, to be honest with you. And I called my mother up and said, I don't see what the big deal is about Disney, because my sister was working there at the time. I just walked into two of the shops. Nobody speaks English, and it just looks like a five and dime, hustle store. And my mother was like, "You're not on property. You're out on the Lake Buena Vista Mall area," which at the time I thought it was Disney. I'm thinking, I see all these signs and everything. So then when I went back down for the next tournament, I went over with my sister and was just kind of overwhelmed by everything. Started doing some reading into what Walt was all about. And it made me realize, wow, this is pretty cool. And as I got married and had kids, it was a great place for me to be a 10-year-old with my 10-year-old. So I fell in love with the place.
Yes.
And that's kind of where the journey started. And came up through just raising my kids through going to Disney, and then started following, listening to Lou Mongello first, talking about his podcast, because that's when podcasting was the huge new wave of everything years ago. And Lou was what brought me through this whole journey was Lou was not broadcasting one week, and I was kind of irritated. And I said, "Wow, he was the only one I was listening to." I was like, "There's got to be somebody else out here that talks about Disney." And I went online and tripped over Resort TV 1, and that's how it kind of brought me into this whole part of my journey there. And then
I feel like everything either stems from Resort TV 1 or Tim Tracker.
Well, yeah, I found Tracker after I found Josh. At that time, it was just Josh. It was before Jenna had really pushed him to go aggressive. I found Tracker and started following them. And obviously, they're one of the patriarchs of our whole industry that we have here. But they motivated me to do and to be a part. And I was just doing some, as I call it, enhancing. I was moderating or talking about, back in those days, it was, MySpace and different stuff like that, that I would promote Resort TV One and other channels that I followed to share out. And it was unique, and it added more to my love of Disney and what we were doing, and it kind of all came together as my kids came together, and then just followed into where we are now, which is broadcasting using this great medium to have fun and to share our love of the magic when we can't be at the parks, which is what I talk about on my channel a lot. That's what my channel is really all about, what you all are all about in a unique way. As you get together every Friday, you're friends getting together to hang out, to spend a few minutes together. But what you're doing is you're sharing the love and the magic of Disney, which is, it's a unique factor when you think that we're here together tonight because a man a long time ago took a napkin and drew a picture of a mouse. And that's really where it started.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
That's where, that is. Obviously, if you go to my channel, my video on there now is my magical journey to return to Disney, because I was down there for a national sales conference and got a unfortunate blister on my ankle. And somewhere during my time at Disney, my time at the hotel, or my time traveling home, I contracted a blood virus, and it took my life almost. I was in a coma. Upon returning, I was home from the park for a day, collapsed into a coma, and I had to have a leg amputated and an arm amputated to save my life. I was in a hospital for close to a year, and when I came back out, I decided to do the channel for what I'm doing to help others who are handicapped, who might be struggling with the challenges that they face daily with that, to try to motivate them for the power of positivity. And I started doing the channel because my son challenged me. He said, "Hey, I don't, Dad, I want to go live, but they won't let me on YouTube because I'm too young." And I said, "Okay, I'll do it with you." And then when I came home, I wasn't home 2 days. He's like, "When are we going live?" And I was like, "Oh God, I can't believe we went good." And when I did it, I didn't see the right cross coming. That, wow, this is really cool. I actually enjoyed it. So I said, okay, well, I don't want to just do a channel where I'm sitting here asking for subscribers, asking for this, asking for that. What can I do to benefit others? And I took the idea that I had, which was being an enhancer. That's the term that I put out there a long time ago, as an enhancer for other channels, and do it on nitrous oxide and help everybody that I can to grow and to be found by more people. And there's the producer coming in. What?
Hi, Preston.
Hi, Preston.
Come at least say hello.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Good.
Hi.
So, thank you for coming in. You going to bed?
Yes.
Okay. Love you. Good night.
Night.
Right.
So that's kind of what I wanted to do, and I set this crusade out there that we're going to have a lot of fun on my channel. My grandfather told me in this house that I have now, I bought this house for my family when they passed, that he told me the one thing I to never forget is that if you're making people smile, they're not fighting or crying. And that's a thing that I try to live by. So I try to have a lot of fun on my channel. I try to make people laugh, sometimes at my expense, sometimes at friends, but comedy is never funny if you hurt someone's feelings. So everything I do is, in the right fashion of how we do it. There's Candy Mom saying hello. So we try to do that, and we try to let other people know about all these great creators like you ladies here and all the people that we're interviewing on our channel. I'm extremely proud of the fact that I think I'm probably the only person in this community that can pretty much pick up and call about 95% of the Disney creators on the phone, and they'll answer my call. And I appreciate that. I've fought hard to build those relationships. And to have people on my channel, like, next week with Lou Mangello, or last week with Provost Park Pass with 90,000 plus. Today, I just booked the Kingdom Insider, huge in the community. Ryan and his team are going to be coming to my channel and being a part of it. And I've got others that I'm working on that I'm trying to finalize now that are going to be big. And how they help is they bring more witnesses of what we're doing. And by witnesses, I say it's not generally a subscriber. It may be somebody that's ninja watching. It may be somebody that's stumbling over you. It may be somebody that's coming over to see. My goal is to try to open up this whole forum. Okay. The one challenge I had with this YouTube Disney community for years of watching it was taboo to cross over paths. Like, oh God, well, you're in this Disney community. You don't go over and talk to that Disney community because they, God forbid, don't try to steal subscribers. Oh, come on, give me a break. Don't go talk to God forbid you go talk to the podcasters because they need to stay over there. They're podcasters. Or I don't care if you're pin collectors, if you're Disney Mickey bucket collectors, if you are the guy that talks about Mickey bathrooms, I don't care what you do, DVC, if you're Disney and you're creating family-friendly entertainment and you're bringing a value to the Disney community, I want to take my sledgehammer, I want to knock down the walls, and I want to let everybody know about it.
Hallelujah. I love it.
I'll say, Pete, when you told me about your story, which was, I think, a week before I left to go to Disney.
Right.
While I was at Disney, I got a huge blister on my pinky toe.
Oh, boy.
I popped it, and then I got another blister, and I was like, I'm so scared.
Yeah, I don't know what it was that happened. I took care of it. I put antibiotic and everything on it. It happened somewhere. I was in a hotel, a Marriott hotel in Fort Lauderdale that Friday night. Somewhere between there, the rental car, Disney property, Disney hotel, the airport coming home, somewhere along the way, I hit the reverse version of hitting the lottery. And all I know is I came home into this office. I was on the phone. It was Wednesday afternoon, about 7:00 in the evening. I was on the phone with Prince Charming Dev. He was actually calling me. He called me from the jewelry store. He was actually starting to look at rings for Bianca.
Uh-huh.
See, he called me from there. We were talking about what he was looking at and what he was going to spend, and he was just asking me for some advice. And it was a great conversation. I remember having that conversation and then telling him, hey, I feel like I got the flu or something. I'm not feeling that great. I'm gonna call tonight. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I woke. That was September 18th. I woke up third week of October, I think, is when I came out of the induced coma. So yeah, it's pretty scary when you come face to face with death. And what I can tell you is, and I was close. I was extremely close. Every night for 2 weeks or for 13 days, my wife was told, say goodbye to Pete. He's not going to make it through the night. And they did last rites. They did the whole kit and caboodle. People, friends of mine flew in from all over the United States to say goodbye to me. The owner of my company flew up from Florida to say goodbye to me. And it was, and I didn't know this all was going on because I was completely out of it. Seeing yourself in a coma in a picture, which I had on my journey, God, it's a wake-up call. But I can tell you it was very peaceful. I was at peace during the whole time. And when I woke back up, I just realized that God left me here for a reason. And I got to help other people. I got to be better as a husband, better as a dad. I'm still working at that every day to try to be better than I was before. Try to be a better friend. I love stealing Steve's world phrase of the chosen Disney family, because that's what all of you people are. If you're doing my show, we haven't named our people yet. We're voting on it right now. They're either going to be the Pete's Neverlanders, Pete's Peeps, or the Chaos Crusaders or something. I think it's what my members are voting on. But every day that we go about that, if you're part of my Disney family, I try to value you. I try to help. I try to do a little bit more. It's why we've created things like the Legacy Badge of Honor series and the Night Before Christmas that we're doing. It's all about the community. So it's important to me.
That is so awesome. And all of us appreciate it so much. And why I had not quite as scary. I wasn't in a coma, but I did almost die. Long time ago. But it woke me up to, I just want everybody to live a happy and positive life. And so my motto is make someone smile today, because a smile is contagious and it costs you nothing. Mm-hmm. So
absolutely right.
I really appreciate you, Pete.
Well, and I make it clear, Kat, when I talk with everybody, you and I haven't had that sit down yet because we're still trying to get a date on the table, which we need to do soon because I am booked up now into October of next year already. I tell everybody, and Christy and Alicia have both heard it. I tell everybody straight up. I don't ask you, when I ask you to do my show, I don't ask you to subscribe to my channel. I don't ask you to like a video. I don't ask you to super chat me, PayPal, Venmo me, become a member. I don't ask you to share me out on social media. I don't ask you to be a part of my Disney Cast Clubhouse on Facebook. I leave that up to you. If you choose to do that, you do that by your own volition. I'm still going to help you and do whatever I can for you because I don't believe in sub for sub. I think it's ridiculous and grotesque that people do that out there. I think organic is the way to go. You want people to follow you because they want to be here. Like all these people that are in here right now, Jeffrey and Cynthia and, so many other people, Katrina, they're here. James Ryan, they're here because they want to watch your content and they want to see what you ladies have to say. And that's the people that you want. If somebody's just subscribing to your channel because they hit a click button, they're useless in the big picture. They're not worth any watch hours, any time, any engagement. And that's a value thing. And plus it's good to get to know everybody. I mean, when you come on to my channel, and one of the things I try to teach, that's the other thing I'm trying to do is there's new people coming into the community that I'm trying to work with. I try to help them with TubeBuddy and different things that they can use to grow their channel. Our channel started in May, and I'm going towards 1,700 subscribers right now. What we're picking up. Yeah, so I'm extremely proud of that. But I want to help other people to grow the same way. But I want to get to know them firsthand. Like I want to know the fact that when I'm sitting there seeing Candy Mom, what I love about this community is it's not, oh, there's Candy Mom. It's, hey, Cynthia, how you doing? So, hey, let me talk to whoever's on there. I'd like to have a conversation with them.
Guess who it is?
It's Candy Mom.
Oh, is it?
It is.
It's Mom. You should be able to. Can you hear him, Cynthia?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
I just wanted to pull Pete on a Pete.
Pull a Pete on a Pete?
Yeah, let me explain something to you. That doesn't happen because of this.
Are you calling me now?
You're daggone right I'm calling you. Why are you calling me on my phone? Bother me. I love you. Come on, you don't outdo me. I love you, Cynthia. Bye.
See, and that is why I do all this stuff is because of of all the friendships I have made and the laughs and the fun that we have. You can't buy this. Like you can't.
It's an incredible thing, and getting to know people, and like I said, that I'm exceptionally proud of the things we're doing because I got interviewed by the Baltimore Sun actually the other day for a thing that they're doing on what happened with me with the challenge. And one of the things they said to me is they said, Pete, what is your channel about this YouTube thing that I've heard about? And I said, well, it's pretty simple. If you ever watched Jerry Seinfeld get an interview, they would ask him, what's your channel about? And he would say, well, my show is about nothing. Our show at Seinfeld is about nothing. And I tell everybody, my channel, it's about everybody else. My interviews are about everybody else. I'm going live later tonight for a sit down, open door policy, just chat with the chat. It's about the community. It's about other creators that come on and promote their activity. It's about the NFL football and hanging with friends and doing that. So my channel is about everybody else and trying to find the best ways that we can do things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but I will warn you, I mean, Sunday nights is a little ludicrous,
I love watching it.
You should be nervous if you're on there. I don't hold back. We tell everybody it's PG-13. We prefer to keep it that way. It's an adult's night to get a beverage, sit back, relax, and have a couple laughs. We don't go anything over the Disney cleanliness line. We're 70s rhetoric as we use it, but we do ask unique questions. We're going to be excited in a couple weeks to tell everybody that the Mickey Bunch, her safe word is ears. We're going to tell everybody about it. If that's her safe word, it stops a lot of crazy things going on.
Okay, Pete, I already knew that.
Yeah. So
Kelly is one of our favorite human beings in the world.
So it'll be interesting. She told me she's not nervous. I said, well, keep in mind when you think you know all the answers, I change the questions. So. It's a unique matter. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here to see what you guys have been doing, the success that you guys have been having on Friday night and growing your channels. I got to be honest with you, Alicia's background there is absolutely incredible.
So beautiful, isn't it?
That is very creative. I feel underdressed here with the holiday season. All I've got is the Christmas bucket up there on the shelf.
The only thing Christmassy over here are these ears because my wall is plain, aside from the bananas.
and congratulations. I'm pretty sure
all three of us.
You were recognized with a nomination of recognition. And that's an incredibly special thing when you think of the fact that we had 426 votes, legitimate votes come in from the community. They were 18 channels that put up 20 votes each. They had to up to 20 votes. Some put in a full 20, some put in less. And then each of the first recipients from our first segment, which was the Muppet Recognition Series, which was in May, each of those recipients that were not a channel that was included, they were given 5 votes each. So you're actually voted in by channels that started this or people already in, and all of your names were acknowledged. I think that's excellent. And we'll find out on December the 13th who the next 26 inductees to go into our Legacy Disney YouTube Recognition of Honor will be. We're going to do 3 shows next year that have already been lined up. It's going to be Star Wars in April, Disney core characters in August, and Avengers in December of next year. Yeah. So you have the opportunity for 75 to 90 new inductees next year to join this. So it is a very elite group. And once you're in, you're in. It's kind of like similar to like the Football Hall of Fame. Everybody gets a number where they're inducted. I can look at people in the chat as I'm watching it and say, oh, there's James Ryan, he's number 10, or Mike Wheeler, he's number 5, or so and so on, because of their inducted number. And it's going to be pretty cool. And I'm not eligible. I made the decision that the first 2 years of doing this, because I wanted people to understand that this was being taken very serious with credibility, that I'm not eligible for 2 years. I made myself completely off the ballot. You cannot vote for me. I don't care what you say. It ain't happening. I'm not going in. This is about everybody else. And I'm extremely proud that the gentleman who I asked to co-host it with me said, well, I'm not eligible either. If I'm going to be here in front of the public, I don't want to be eligible either as far as the normal, thing. So that's been pretty cool as well. And the buttons are cool. I mean, you can see one behind me over my shoulder. It's the Muppet badge. It's on that little thing there. The Triple P has made them. It's right over the, let's see, this shoulder. This shoulder. There we go. Right there. Gotta figure it out first here. Triple P created the buttons. He creates one every time. It's custom made. They're limited to 50. It's for the recipients and the channels only. There is no more. The ones that go to the recipients are all numbered on the back now. We've created that factor to it. And it's a pretty special thing. I actually shed a tear. Mike Wheeler took his button. And I don't know if you guys happen to see this video on social media. He went to Epcot. He met up with Myers and the Mouse, who is one of the channels that participated and one of the co-hosts with me. And he asked Kelly to pin his button on him in Epcot. And I just lost it. I was sitting here in my office saying, this is what it's all about. It's about recognizing great people, because it has nothing to do with money. We could care less if you want to send a $500 PayPal, great. We'll thank you on another stream, but it has nothing to do with it. It all has to do with, supporting channels, going over to Christy's, and if you like what she's doing, subscribing to her, going over to Kat if you like her video and hitting that thumbs up button, going over to Alicia's channel and saying, hey, she's live, let me send her out on social media. It's all these things that have cost not one penny that you can do to be a more active member of the community. And we're recognizing people for good traits like courageous, bravery, strong female lead in the community, strong male lead, strong social media constants, voice of reason. So it's all tied into a characteristic that somebody is recognized by, and then they get a character. They get a character to do it. So it's pretty cool.
Alicia's always the voice of reason.
Yeah, it's very cool, and I'm excited about it because the excitement that's come out of it from the community as they figured out what I'm trying to do now. The first time, I think we had maybe 100 people, 90 people on the first stream when I did it, because a lot of people didn't know what it was. What's it about? I don't really get it. Am I being called a Muppet? Is somebody going to call me Fozzie Bear and make fun of me? They didn't really understand what we were doing. Now they're starting to understand that we're putting a character with the characteristic, and it's just a representation, And I don't know if you noticed or not, but when we did the Muppet recognition, after we did it and the recipients got it, half of them changed their picture on Google to their Muppet.
I love it.
It was incredible. So this time we've got Pixar, we've got characters like Mike Wazowski, we got characters like Toe Mater, Flick from a Bug's Life.
Oh my gosh, do you have Heimlich?
No, we do not have Heimlich.
Oh,
we picked a lot of good characters. We're going to show them all when we do it on the 20th. We'll have the final characters because we made a couple changes and added some different ones in, took a couple out for various reasons. We just wanted to make this right. We actually have a board of directors that I created for this. This is how serious we're taking it. I have 7 people, with myself, 6 plus me, that are the board of directors, and everything we do has to be reviewed and cleared with the board of directors to make sure that everything is legitimate. We have 5 people that are on full-time as a board of director and 2 alternates that jump in if there's any decision that can't be made to give us a final decision. And those members that have stood up to do it, and I think I got all the numbers right, myself, we got Dole Whip Dad, Myers and the Mouse, Steve's World, Donna Jaworski, who knows everything about everyone in the community. And then we wanted a younger perspective, so we asked Magical News Live to be a part of it, which gives the younger part of the YouTube Disney community that's coming up. And our 2 alternates are 2 of the matriarchs of our family, which is Josh from Resort TV 1 and Corey Meets World. So everything is being done legit. Every vote was handled the right way. The people that are receiving receiving the recognition on the 13th are the people that receive the top votes. And they'll move out, and everybody that was close will probably move up next time, and it'll be a constant thing. And the great thing was, so you guys, you ladies were all recognized, which is great. You've been doing your channel for a while. We had at least 3 or 4 people on that nomination list that have only been doing their channels for maybe 3-4 months, that have been out in the community doing so many good things. That's fantastic when the community can see somebody new coming in. So it's not like you're not going to get it if you're brand new. It's not like you're not going to get it if you've been around for a while. I think when you see this, I know everybody. I know all the winners. I will say that. I'm one of 3 people right now that knows every winner right now. Because when I called 2 board members when the final numbers came out, reviewed it with them for clearance, and everybody, they were good. And the other 2 members said, I'm good if those guys are good. So it was voted on and cleared and approved. What's great about this class is you're going to see some incredible creators acknowledged. You're going to see several people that are just people in the community. People like in the first rung, like a James Ryan, who's just in being a moderator, helping in chats, sharing people out.
And he's in chat too.
That's awesome. That's James is in chat. Yeah. So people like that, people like trying to think who did when we did the first round. Karen Cook was another one. LSU Mom was another one. So we've got several people being inducted this time that are members of the community. We've got a couple surprise channels that people are going to say, wow, that's a little bit outside of our community, because the voting wasn't limited to our community. If you're a Disney creator, you have the opportunity. This is not about where we stand on a soapbox and say, hey, look at me. This is about where we stand on a soapbox and we say, hey, we all love Disney. Who's doing things the right way? Who's working the hardest? Let's thank them. Let's acknowledge them. So we've got that going. We will have a couple recognitions this time for a couple people in the community who have fought through some challenges in their life medically. So there's a couple of those acknowledgments, which are going to be pretty special. And there's the military recognition that is always special when we recognize someone from the Disney YouTube community who served our country. Last time it was James Ryan. That's why he was inducted in. And I love what we're doing because it's creating excitement, it's creating positivity, and hopefully, as this goes on, people will work hard to try to get in there the right way.
That's so wonderful to hear. I love that. Yeah, I have a lot of students who watch my channel, and one of the things that I try to show them is like, it doesn't matter if you have a severe stutter like I do. You can do it. You can get out there. It might take you a little bit longer. You might have to like prep yourself a little bit more, but you can do it.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you look at Mike Wheeler, who was inducted, that's, again, the great thing about this community. Mike Wheeler was voted in legitimately in the first run. Mike is handicapped. He is blind, but he sees more than some of the people that have perfect sight in this community and was voted in right off. Our first inductee to the Legacy Recognition of Honor series was Joey from It's Joey's World, who has autistic challenges. So how great is that we're showing the world it doesn't matter what your skin color is. It doesn't matter what your background is, whether you're male or female, whether you are an atheist or you believe in some type of religion. It doesn't matter what you have in the challenges. We all have them. I got them. I don't have a hand. It doesn't matter what the challenges you have are. We accept everybody. And the only reason you get removed from the Disney community is if you act a fool, you will get moved out, but then you've brought it on yourself if you do that. So that's the great thing about this community. You can go into other communities in YouTube and it's vicious. It's ugly. I pulled Preston out of several of them. So what we're doing here, I've had many people come back to me and say, wow, it's incredible what we're doing here. And that we're not used to it. We're surprised. The comments the other night, I think we had 195 likes on the video and close to 100 comments on the video of people that were surprised. I guess people were reaching out and sending people congratulations and everything. People that weren't watching it came back on and watched it after the fact. Holy cow, I can't believe it. So yeah, Joey is number one. He is literally the first inductee, and he will always be number one. Just like Mike Wheeler will always be number 5. On my show, I see him come in, I shout it out loud, hey, there's number 5, as we're doing it. So, and that's just, one good thing we're doing. We're trying to bring the love of what all, like this, exactly what you guys are doing. It's a great show on a Friday night to get together, to get to know you three ladies get together. The government pays us to take on challenged people and help them. You guys do it. You're bringing Kelly on every week. I see it. So the government's doing that. So that's a good thing. But no, it's incredible. I've referenced you a couple times as a early unique form of the ladies version of this and that, because that's kind of what you have going on. And yeah. I hope you take that with the respect that I shared that with you. I love this and that. I work hard to try to help more people to find them, just like every other person in our community. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love this and that too. You were talking about cutthroat other communities. The makeup community is extremely cutthroat. And I had for the longest time been wanting to break into the makeup in YouTube because I do it on my Instagram like crazy. Right. And that's kind of what stemmed the Thursday night streams that I do, because I do Disney themed makeup.
Can I have a request?
Sure.
Can you please on your channel have Rob Fuzz on and put makeup on him? I would love that.
Rob, do you want to put makeup on?
I would love to see lipstick on Rob Fuzz. That would be. He's in the chat. Yeah. That would absolutely.
And Candy Mom, I think, has been putting the stats for the Pixar video. It was 1.7K views, 196 likes. So
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
Yeah. Again, it's going to be an ongoing thing. We've already announced all for 2021, so people can understand that. Hey, we're going to do this. The only tough part is I would love to be able to put more people in. Okay, but here's the thing and this I give credit to Steve's World. Steve had a lot of good points when we first started putting this project together. If you start inducting way too many people, it just becomes a popularity contest, and that's not what this is about. It's good. Will a majority of our community have the opportunity to get in over time? Yes. But you know what? Nobody can complain when you're sitting up there and the guys it's me, I started it. And then I brought in all these people to be a part of it. And they're all sitting there saying, do not bring me in. Do not elect me in. Do not elect me in. Steve has made it very emphatic to me the first night he did it. If you elect me in and surprise me this first night, you and I are going to have major issues. And he goes, and I'm not talking about in the YouTube community. I'm talking about as friends, because I've asked you as a friend to respect my wishes, and let's make it about everybody else. Sometime down the road, if we want to get the votes, if the votes are there, and maybe Steve's had the votes. Steve had the votes in the first round. So did Jeff, and so did Kelly. They all had the votes, and they were all taken out, and they didn't receive it. So that's a pretty cool thing when you think of the humbleness of people, that humility out there to say, I want it to be about everybody else. So it's just like, we're doing that. I asked you guys, and about the, and I don't want to say who's in or who's not, but this Christmas event that we're doing the night before Christmas. Rob Fuzz did a little thing with his on his channel a while back, but this is totally different. This is not one person reading the night before Christmas. This is 37 different YouTube channels reading the night before Christmas, and another 63 channels reading different excerpts of different things. It's 100 YouTube channels or people that are going to be on this video that is going to be played on my channel Christmas night. You can watch it with your family and kids. It is 100% clean. It is all about the love of Disney and saying, hey, a tribute to Walt is the way we're talking about it. This is our tribute to how Walt would have done something during the holiday season. And for everybody that's involved, I put it out there. I let everybody have the choice. I didn't hold anybody's hand or push any buttons to say, hey, I need you to do this. I let everybody say yes or no. I think that people are going to be shocked when they see, some of the major people in the Disney social media circle that are involved and participating that night. You're going to sit back and say, holy cow, how'd he pull that off? And it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm excited about that. It's a good thing too. And again, it's another thing about the community, and all monetization on my channel is turned off. There will be none, just like the other night. There'll be no super chats. There'll be no super stickers. I can't turn off membership, but I can do what I did the other night. I had 2 people become members who were kind enough to bless my family with support. And I said, I will take your funds, which I've done, and I've donated to the charities the money for that month so that I don't make a penny off of this, because I don't believe I should receive anything for doing this. I'm just a platform for the community to get it out there. So much like that, we'll have links for Give Kids the World for the different creators that are doing it. And if people want to do it, they can make a donation to Give Kids the World through Donna or Corey or Resort TV1 or This and That, or to VB Birthmarks through Magical News Live. And, it's about giving back and saying thank you. So
That's awesome.
So I wanted to move into some questions. I already asked mine because that was like what led into what brought you to Disney. But both Alicia and Kat have a question for you, and I know that you have questions for us.
Sure, I'll throw a question or two at you when we're done, but go ahead.
Oh, super.
So this is our version of your hot seat time.
Okay.
Oh, God. No, mine's not going to be.
keep in mind, as you ask me your questions, that you will sit in the hot seat at some point. And I can turn up the heat in the hot seat.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, I already asked mine. Mine was pretty standard, and what led us into all this conversation just about Disney community in general. So I will flip it over to Alicia.
Okay.
Now, mine's going to be real friendly and real fun, Pete. So my question is, you have the opportunity to take a private tour backstage pass on one Disney ride or attraction. Which do you choose, and from what park?
One Disney ride or attraction. What do I choose, and from what park? Are we talking about right now? I could do it today?
Yeah, if you could go backstage and do a tour, a private tour, and get a seat. What is it?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Nice.
Ratatouille. I would want to see it before everybody else does, before the 37,214 vloggers that will be there opening day get a chance to get in there and do it. I'd like to be able to get the thing on it. And just and just do part of my show where, okay, we're live right here at Ratatouille. Let me pick up the phone. I'm going to call, I'm going to call Dole Whip Dad, or I'm going to call Prince Charming Dad, or whoever. I'm just going to call somebody.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right.
Yep.
Of course, mine wouldn't be bad.
Go ahead, Kat. You're up.
Okay. Tell me, what do you think of the Steelers? Be honest.
What do I think of the Steelers?
Mm-hmm.
As far as, first off, I can't stand the Steelers from the Baltimore challenge of having a rival team. Okay?
Thank you.
However, with that being said, I'm going to say what I say to everybody. I absolutely respect the ownership of the Steelers, one of the most philanthropist companies out there, that they take care of so many charities. They help out so many people in the community. So I respect the ownership. I think they're one of the best the NFL has ever had. I would put them in a top 5 easily. The second thing is, if you've ever been to Steelers games in Pittsburgh, which I've been to many, the stadium itself is average inside, but in the bowl itself. But when you go in the nook of the stadium, they have a Hall of Fame there for their own Hall of Fame. They have their trophies there for their Lombardi trophies. It is one of the best things I've ever seen. It is absolutely incredible, and my utmost respect to them for that. I think it's incredible that they do that for the fans. I'll also tell you that going to the game there, Kat, I sat, the last time I was there, I was with my daughter, my eldest. She's 21 now. I think she was like 15. So it was about 6 years ago when I was there. We sat in a club level for one of my clients, sat next to 2 doctors, had incredible, engaging conversation the whole time, extremely civilized. But the minute they played that stupid stick song, which is they play Renegade, these 2 doctors jumped up in my face, started bumping me with their chest. We're going to kick your blah, 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 blah. And as soon as the song went off, oh, yeah, so anyway, I was just talking about that. I'm like, what the hell just happened here? So, but my hat's off. Look, you can't take away from an organization that has multiple Super Bowls like they do. So my hat's off to them. However, if Diz Our Dream is listening, how about that?
That's what I was waiting for. Yeah, I actually have never been to a football game, but I have been a nanny for a couple Ravens football players back in the day. So I've been to the Pro Bowl, I've been to the Super Bowl. I just haven't been to the games.
I have. I've been a season ticket holder for quite a while, and it's a unique thing when you're sitting in the stadium watching the game. For sure.
I bet.
So.
Cynthia, or Candy Mom, is texting me some questions for you. Are you open?
I'll take one question from Candy Mom. That's
okay, so Cynthia, Candy Mom, text me which one you want me to ask, because I see a couple here.
How many you have? 2? I'll take 2. It's
2
Candy
so
Mom.
far. She's
Candy
still
Mom, I'll give you 2.
Okay. The first one is, has anyone ever gave you something to scream about?
Absolutely. Candy Mom did a few minutes ago when she called in.
Oh, okay. Her second one is, what is your safe word? Oh,
I don't have a safe word. I make my partner have one.
Oh, no.
Love it.
Okay. That's enough Cynthia questions for tonight, for this portion of the show.
Pete can ask us questions, right?
I tell you, I'll give you all one simple question. Where's the last place you made out on Mickey property?
I never have.
Well, that's a problem.
Peter Pan. Peter Pan flight.
So if I'm making out with someone, I'm going to get in trouble because I never go with my husband.
Well, I mean,
Well, you know.
you could always. Here's the thing. Kat, if you've run into problems, One Stop Mouse will make out with anybody. You can always reach out to him. He'll gladly come meet you. He's got like 18 ex-wives.
I heard.
How about you, Christy?
Mine was Peter Pan's flight.
Nice. Okay, that's a good place. You know,
That's sweet.
Allie?
Have. Not on Mickey property. I've stayed at what they call a good neighbor hotel. That's about as good as it gets. So, Mickey property.
No, I mean, I asked the Whoopi question on my channel all the time, and I did get the Epcot answer already once to where have you had public Whoopi, and I don't know what pavilion it was at, but I do know what pavilion it was at because they told me after the stream. But publicly, I don't know what pavilion it was at. So it takes a lot of gumption to go freaky at Epcot.
Cynthia's
So afraid I'd get caught and kicked off, and then I'd have to explain to people why I can't go back to Disney. I'd just be like, no, I can't do that.
Christy's safe words, Peter Pan flight. Oh gosh.
So yeah, and if you're wondering what these ladies are talking about, this is my show on Sunday is ludicrous. It's completely. I told somebody the other day, one of the bigger Instagrammers who was considering doing the show. I said, look, you've got Disney media already approved. We don't want you on Sunday. And here's why we don't want you on Sunday, because I can't ask you what your favorite restaurant is and then ask you how many times have you peed on Mickey property without using a urinal. So I just can't do that because it wouldn't be good for them. So, but that's what the Sunday show is. It's completely asinine to have fun, to get to know your creator on a totally different level, more about their personality. And that's what comes out and shines with the show that I do on Sunday. Wednesdays is a sit down, serious news version of me wanting everybody to find out how great Christy's Corner or CinderAli or Cat is. So the whole show is about you. It's about the creator, what they do, what they're doing, so that people can come in and find them. So I love that. I love the fact that we're highlighting and shining other people and bringing that to more light in the community and do what we can to help others. It's an important thing. Absolutely.
Most definitely.
What else you got before we start having whoopee questions here and Candy Mom starts crying?
Oh no, she's sending me. She keeps sending me more questions.
That's ridiculous that she keeps
That's it, Candy Mom. It's cut off.
What is she thinking? So where have you had public whoopee, Candy Mom?
Oh.
Where's the craziest place that you've had whoopee, Cynthia?
Well, no, he didn't ask me that.
No, hold on, I got it on the phone. We're gonna find out. Go ahead. Your mom's sitting next to you, so you can't answer that question. You can CinderAli right now with where your public whoopee question is.
That's a cop out, Cynthia.
And if you don't, I will be calling you at 9:30 when we go live, and you will be on with us, and we will have that discussion because we love Candy Mom. Bye-bye.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
See, the unique thing is, one thing that I take immense pride in, I love this. I work hard to build relationships with people, like the fantastic Cynthia, who's just amazing and incredible. Much like you ladies here, so many people in the chat that I've gotten to know. I take pride in the fact that I can pick up the phone and call almost every top Disney creator, all the way down from some of the largest channels down to somebody who's just like Cynthia, not a creator, but in the community. I can pick up the phone and call just about anybody and get them on the phone, and they'll answer my call. And I really have worked hard to cultivate relationships of trust and to be able to try to help others and to be that cognate in the middle that can, bring these communities together, and do it. It's important to me. It's important to be able to do that because this life train that we're on, this little ride, this Mickey and Minnie's runaway railway that we're all on with life, that, Goofy may be our conductor, but the ride's too short. You're going to turn around one day and all of a sudden realize, holy cow, I got grandkids. Holy cow, I'm retired. Holy cow, I just lost my spouse. Or somebody else in your family saying, holy cow, we just lost this person. So don't look past today of spending time and thinking about those people that are important in your life. Taking 5 minutes to say, hey, I value you. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, I love you. I've said on Thanksgiving, I said I love you to more people than I have in a long time. Okay, because last Thanksgiving I was laying in an intensive care unit on my back, eating cheese and ham with no mayonnaise sandwiches as my Thanksgiving dinner. And one of the first persons to call me this year, before I could even get up and get rolling, was Corey from Corey Meets World, to tell me that he was thinking of me and he was so glad that I was home and he loved me. And when you have that, something like that, a relationship that you've made. He was just one of many. I talked to a lot of people yesterday, and if you called me, I know who you are, and I thank you. But Corey was one of the first people to call me, and it made me smile. It's the reason this community, along with my family, my wife and kids, this community is why I go to therapy every 2 days a week to try to walk again, so that I can come back to Disney. I can see my chosen Disney family. I can force our Johns to go live with me on a live stream, which is going to happen because he refuses to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make Biz our dream buy me a cupcake because he refuses to. It's going to happen. I'm going to stand in front of the castle and hold my wife's hand and thank her for 25 years of marriage. And I'm going to do it because all of this motivation that pushed me to do what I'm doing. So, good on Sean in house. Great to see. Sorry, I'm taking over your stream. I apologize.
Your accent makes my heart happy. Because you sound just like my grandfather, and every time I hear you talk, I'm like, I'm my grandpa. I love it.
Well, it's the Baltimore dialect, right?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
You know,
it's really easy to take over the stream when I host because I'm more introverted than people would think, so it's actually pretty easy.
A reminder to check chat all the time too. So.
Yeah, that's why I keep popping stuff up on the screen so that I remember.
I'm very passionate about with everything with this community and doing things the right way. It's in my blood. It's what I love and believe in. There's more in Memphis. You know, she wants to know if Rob Fuzz has been naked in the safari room, the jungle room in Graceland. I think Rob Fuzz has been naked. I think it's a really people think in pictures, Mara. That's a scary thought. Rob Fuzz naked on a leopard print thing. It's really just rough. But anyway, I digress. So,
you were talking about how last year Thanksgiving you were in intensive care, and my story definitely cannot compare to that. But last year, I lost 3 family members, my dad, my grandmother, and my grandfather, all on the same side of the family.
Wow.
So last year's Thanksgiving would have been different anyway, but we went to Disney for Thanksgiving. So this year, when I tried to get my family together, no one wanted to get together because we would always get together at my grandparents' house, and they're no longer there. And other things played into, like age and, you know, the pandemic and things like that. But to experience Thanksgiving without my family this year was, I don't know. I was just like, it was weird. I didn't like it. I was really upset yesterday, pretty much the whole day. Though my husband's family was here, it just wasn't the same. It wasn't what I'm used to. And it just felt off. So could I try to put a smile on your face real quick? Sure. Will you promise me that when you're going to Disney here in a couple days, not that long, right? When you go to Disney, I'm trying to get the ratings up on my channel. When you go to Disney and you have Whoopi on Astro Orbiter, can you call as soon as you're done? Can you call me and just let us know you check that box off? Well, I'm going with my sister, so I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe Magic Mike is in town and things happen. And you call your husband and say, I have a dance for the weekend. It's Magic Mike and he's dancing and I don't know. I mean, Channing Tatum, he is
on the Astro Orbiter.
Yeah, that's one rocket ride you never forget. No, definitely not.
Words, I'll be there.
That will happen, Mara. I'm going to force him to buy me sprinkles. Actually, it's pretty cool. You talk about things that happen to me. I know you're coming to the end of your show, but Carlos, Disney World Freak, who's down there now, hanging out in Disney, seeing people doing things. He lives in Boston area, to say the least. He is driving. He drove down. He's driving back. He's picking up a couple things that Diz Our Dream picked up from me for the park that I wanted, and he's bringing me sprinkles. He's driving it by my house. So that's pretty cool.
I love that.
Awesome. Oh,
I've never had sprinkles, so I'll make that a goal while I'm there.
They are the red velvet is ridiculous.
That's the only one I can eat because it's vegan, or one of the ones is. I think it's red velvet.
Yeah, red velvet is phenomenal. So Nothing better than Disney cupcakes, that's for sure. In my mind, at least.
Mar, she's going crazy. Oh,
Okay, so we do need to wrap it up. We have reached our hour mark, but before we do, we'll go ahead and go round robin on what's coming up on everyone's channel. Pete, do you want to go first?
No, I will go last. Ladies, go first.
Okay, Kat, go.
Oh, wait. Hi. So I am getting ready to do a lot of stuff in our community. We have a food drive coming up and stuff like that. So I'm not going to be filming until December. I'm still in school every day. I'm one of the few programs that do it, and I love it because my kids need it. I work with LFI, which is Learning for Independence, so that your special needs kids. So I'm going to be very busy, so probably won't have a video up until the 1st, maybe Vlogmas. We'll see. Kat's thinking she's going to do Vlogmas. Don't know yet. But I will be Disney. I'll be in Disney next week when the 4th and the 5th.
Oh my gosh! So you're going to call in from Pirates after you have?
I'm going to meet up with Walt and Melissa at Give Kids the World.
Okay, if Melissa allows that craziness.
Oh, no.
No. I'm Mormon, but I'm not that kind of Mormon.
You know what? You're going to be meeting up. There is a. I don't know if you know, Kat. You're going to see a ton of people. Diz Our Dream is going to be there that night. Carlos Disney World Freak. It's Joey's World is going to be there that night. You picked a great night to be there.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I just want to meet everyone and say hi and just how much I appreciate them.
They are very nice people. Mike.
You
Walt and Melissa. Sorry.
I came on the show, so you have to ask Diz Our Dream, why haven't you gotten Pete cupcakes yet?
Okay.
Go ahead, Cindy. I believe you're up. There.
Okay, so I am going to be going live tomorrow instead of putting out a video. I've been saying this for a little while, how I've had some things from flea market finds that I went to. So I'm going to be sharing all my little flea market finds and some magic mail. So that'll be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then I have a video coming out on the 1st to start Vlogmas. So I'm not doing it every day, but I do have some stuff coming up for Christmas. So yeah.
Awesome. Christy, it's your show. Go ahead.
All right. I have a couple of collabs coming up through the Christmas holiday time. I think, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think I will be going live in Epcot on the 18th when my sister and I get into World Showcase and do all the snacks. I just have to clear it through her first. She's more introverted than I am and does not want to be on screen, so I'll have to talk to her about it. Other than that, just being at Disney, and I've got a lot of backlog vlogs from Walt Disney World coming out throughout December and January.
Wow.
Awesome. Well, for me, it's pretty simple. I'm going live in about 27 minutes on my channel with Friday night late night chat. It's the version of my show where, if you ever saw the Dean Martin show back in the 70s, late 80s, where Dean would just have celebrities knocking on his door, stopping by for a drink, that's what it is. Everybody has the link. They can come on in as they please. We just talk, have fun, laugh, and joke before Dole Whip Dad goes live at with Kelly at 11 o'clock Eastern Time on their Pin Talk. Sunday, Lou Mangello in the hot seat, one of the Disney pioneers, one of the biggest people in our community, will be sitting down with me to answer some ridiculous questions, which will be fun. Monday Night Football for all the football fans. And Wednesday, Jen A sits down with me to chill a little bit and get to know Jen A from the Disney community. So a lot of fun stuff going on. I'm excited.
All right. If one of my mods would mind putting his link to his live stream in the chat, if you haven't already, and also his story of his story about the past.
Journey. Yep.
Put that in there too, so you guys can go check that out whenever you get a chance. And that's it for tonight. Thank you everyone for coming in. Stevie, Katie Mom, Lovin' Diz World, Mar. Kadani, Sean, I'm sure I'm missing some people. Thank you so much for coming in.
Hey, hold on. Hot news. Candy Mom just texted me. She did it on Big Thunder Mountain.
Oh, gosh.
All the goats are watching.
I don't have it. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you guys just want to hang backstage for just a second after we log off, have a good night.